Central America is the central geographic region of the Americas. It is the southernmost, isthmian portion of the North American continent, which connects with South America on the southeast. When considered part of the unified continental model, it is considered a subcontinent. Central America consists of 7 countries: Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Panama. Central America is part of the Mesoamerican biodiversity hotspot, which extends from northern Guatemala through central Panama. The Middle America Trench runs on the Central American Pacific coast. Central America is bordered by Mexico to the north, the Caribbean Sea to the east, the North Pacific Ocean to the west, and Colombia to the southeast, which is also the most southern point of North America. Central America is an area of 524,000 square kilometers, or almost 0.1% of the Earth's surface. As of 2009, its population was estimated at 41,739,000. It has a density of 77 people per square kilometer. History. In pre-Columbian times, the northwestern areas of modern Central America were part of the Mesoamerican civilization. The Native American societies of Mesoamerica occupied the land ranging from central Mexico in the north to Costa Rica in the south. Most notable among these were the Maya, who had built numerous cities throughout the region, and the Aztecs, who created a vast empire. The pre-Columbian cultures of Costa Rica and Panama traded with both Mesoamerica and South America, and can be considered transitional between those two cultural areas. Following Christopher Columbus's discovery of the Americas for Spain, the Spanish sent numerous expeditions to the region, and they began their conquest of Maya lands in the 1520s. In 1540, Spain established the Captaincy General of Guatemala, which extended from southern Mexico to Costa Rica, and thus encompassed most of what is currently known as Central America, with the exception of British Honduras. This lasted nearly 3 centuries, until a rebellion in 1821. After the dissolution of Spanish authority, the former Captaincy General remained intact as part of the short-lived First Mexican Empire. Central America then emerged as a distinct political entity upon the independence of the Federal Republic of Central America, a representative democracy with its capital at Guatemala City. This union consisted of the current states of Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, including a region that is now part of Panama, Guanacaste Province and Soconusco. The republic lasted from 1823 to 1838, when it began to disintegrate due to civil wars. The Spanish Empire and British Empire contested what is now Belize in a dispute that continued after Guatemala became independent. Spain, and later Guatemala, considered what is now Belize a Guatemalan department. In 1862, Britain formally declared it a British colony and named it British Honduras. It became independent as Belize in 1981. Panama, situated in the very south of Central America on the Isthmus of Panama, has for much of its history been culturally linked to South America. Panama was a part of the Spanish Viceroyalty of New Granada, and then, following independence, became part of Gran Colombia. Only after independence from Colombia in 1903 did some begin to regard Panama as a North or Central American entity. After 2 decades of internal violent conflict, social unrest, and revolutions in the 1980s and 1990s, Central America is still in a period of political transformation. Poverty, social injustice and violence are still widespread. The United States played a significant role during the conflict, unrest, and revolutions of the 1980s and 1990s. Geography. Central America has an area of 524,000 square kilometers, or almost 0.1% of the Earth's surface. As of 2009, its population was estimated at 41,739,000. It has a density of 77 people per square kilometer or 206 people per square mile. Physical geography. Physiographically, Central America is the tapering isthmus of southern North America, with unique and varied features extending from the northwestern borders of Belize and Guatemala southeastward to the Isthmus of Panama, where it connects to the Colombian Pacific lowlands in northwestern South America. Alternatively, some physiographists sometimes locate its northern border at some point in the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, Mexico. Central America is an area of some 524,000 square kilometers. The Pacific Ocean lies to the southwest, the Caribbean Sea lies to the northeast, and the Gulf of Mexico lies to the north. Most of Central America rests atop the Caribbean plate. The region is geologically active, with volcanic eruptions and earthquakes occurring frequently. The 1976 Guatemala earthquake killed 23,000 people. Managua, the capital of Nicaragua, was devastated by earthquakes in 1931 and 1972. The latter killed about 5,000 people. 3 earthquakes have occurred recently in El Salvador, one in 1986, and 2 in 2001. An earthquake struck northern and central Costa Rica in 2009, killing at least 34 people. In Honduras, a powerful earthquake killed 7 people in 2009. Volcanic eruptions are common in the region. In 1968, the Arnal volcano, in Costa Rica, erupted, killing 87 people as the 3 villages of Tabacan, Pueblo Nuevo and San Luis were buried under pyroclastic flows and debris. Fertile soils from weathered volcanic lava have made it possible to sustain dense populations in the agriculturally productive highland areas. Central America has many mountain ranges. The longest are the Sierra Madre de Chiapas, the Cordillera Isabela and the Cordillera de Talamanca. Between the mountain ranges lie fertile valleys that are suitable for the people. In fact, most of the population of Honduras, Costa Rica and Guatemala live in valleys. Valleys are also suitable for the production of coffee, beans and other crops. Biodiversity. Central America is part of the Mesoamerican biodiversity hotspot, boasting 7% of the world's biodiversity. As a bridge between North and South America, Central America has many species from the Arctic and the Neotropic ecozones. However, the southern countries of the region have more biodiversity than the northern countries. Meanwhile, the central countries have least biodiversity. The table shows current statistics for the 7 countries. Demographics. Politics, Central American integration. Central America is currently undergoing a process of political, economic and cultural transformation that started in 1907 with the creation of the Central American Court of Justice. In 1951, the integration process continued with the signature of the San Salvador Treaty, which created the ODECA, the Organization of Central American States. However, the unity of the ODECA was limited by conflicts between several member states. In 1991, the integration agenda was further advanced by the creation of the SICA, Sistema para la Integración en Centroamericana, or System for the Central American Integration. The SICA provided a clear legal basis to avoid disputes between the member states. The SICA membership includes the 7 nations of Central America plus the Dominican Republic, a state that is traditionally considered part of the Caribbean. On December 6, 2008, SICA announced an agreement to pursue a common currency and common passport for the member nations. No timeline for implementation was discussed. Central America already has several supranational institutions such as the Central American Parliament, the Central American Bank for Economic Integration and the Central American Common Market. On July 22, 2011, President Funes of El Salvador became the first president pro tempore to the SICA. El Salvador also became the headquarters of SICA in the inauguration of a new building. Foreign relations. Until recently, all Central American countries have maintained diplomatic relations with Taiwan instead of China. President Oscar Arias of Costa Rica, however, established diplomatic relations with China in 2007, severing formal diplomatic ties with Taiwan. Central American Parliament. Infrastructure. Roads. The Pan American Highway runs through Central America, and except for an 87 km rainforest break, called the Daraya Copyright End Gap, the road links the mainland nations of the Americas in a connected highway system. According to Guinness World Records, the Pan American Highway is the world's longest motorable road. However, because of the Daria copyright N-gap, it is not possible to cross between South America and Central America by traditional motor vehicle. Rail. Belize, sea rail transport in Belize, Costa Rica, sea rail transport in Costa Rica, El Salvador, sea rail transport in El Salvador, Guatemala, sea rail transport in Guatemala, Honduras, sea rail transport in Honduras, Nicaragua, sea rail transport in Nicaragua, Panama, sea rail transport in Panama. Airlines. Usage. Central America may mean different things to various people in the world based upon different contexts. In English-speaking countries, Central America is usually considered a region of the North American continent. Geopolitically, it usually comprises 7 countries: Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. Mexico, in whole or in part, is sometimes included, regardless of correctness, by Britons. Some geographers include the 5 states of Campeche, Chiapas, Tabasco, Quintana Roo, and Yucatán, together representing 12.1% of the country's total area. In Latin America, Iberia, and some other parts of Europe, the Americas are considered a single continent called America, and Central America is considered a distinct region of this continent and not a part of North America. In Iberoamerica, the region is defined as 7 nations: Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama and may occasionally include Mexico's southernmost region. Geopolitically, Mexico is considered part of North America. Occasionally, regardless of correctness, the term Central America is used synonymously with Middle America. Among some German geographers, Mittelamerika may be used to refer to the territories on the Central American Isthmus. In German, Zentralamerika may be used to refer to the territories on the Central American Isthmus. The Union Geo-scheme defines the region as all states of mainland North America south of the United States. Conversely, the European Union excludes Belize and Mexico from its definition of the region. See also: Central American Integration System, Index of Central America-related articles, Latin American cuisine, Americas, List of ultras of Central America, Mesoamerica, Mountain peaks of Central America. References. Sources. External links: Central America video links from the Dean Peter Croft Foreign Affairs Digital Archives, LANIC Central America country pages.